So the party just finished with the help of Saradoc Fairfoot and Sir Jack Aston. Strap this thing. Honestly, they didn't help you strap this thing down. It was all you guys. Joey successfully pierced this thing with a chain and created a bridge across the creek, which Batty and was it Batty and Phi or was it Batty and Calathil? I got it first. I think it was Batty and Phi. You guys are, basically attached. So.
Yeah, I think I had him on my back for most of it.
Yeah, so you guys made it over, and you guys were able to pull the mech into the creek.
I got giant. You missed me taking the giant potion.
Yes, drowning this this individual inside of it. After Batty holding on to, I think, Joey's ankles, either Joey or Farragram's ankles, you guys were able to use the ring given to you by the Hobbit mayor in Jolkoon. Excuse me, I keep forgetting the name. You were given this ring. You were able to open up the mech and rescue the individual inside of it, and then Calathil spared the dying upon this individual. He has not awoken yet. I don't think you guys decided to wake him up. We are out of initiative. If we remember, the entire canyon looks to be completely deserted. You guys see that all the guards that you could see from where you are have vanished. It doesn't seem like there's any more combatants around you. The mech itself is still in the creek. Sir Jack Aston has crossed it with you guys. I think that is where we're at. We ended pretty abruptly last session, so that's essentially where we're at as a party. Anyone else remember anything that I'm forgetting? No?
No, I think you covered pretty much everything.
Did we set up the hut yet? I don't think.
No, we haven't done any of that.
Yeah. So we I think we left off. The party was deciding whether or not to leave Galpin to vacate the camp.
Because who was it? Batty rolled a nat 20 insight that there was no one here.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah,
I don't remember.
It was a perception check.
Yeah, it's right there. Perception nat 20.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I can give you a little bit more with that perception check. There's almost like a Wild West style whistling coming through the canyon. There's tumbleweeds rolling in every direction.
So the question, Joe, was should we loot?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm giant for another 3 hours, so we could go fight those constructs.
Oh, also, sorry. I wanted to do my level up, but I wanted to do the HP roll on here. Do you know how much my HP roll is supposed to be? Is it just a D8 plus my con?
Yeah, it's a D8 plus your con because you're human.
I can't stand you. How much HP do you have, Joey?
I now have 81.
Oh, this is not fair.
I've done 708 every time.
I've done all my rolls on Roll20 in front of everybody.
What's your con mod?
It's 3.
Oh, okay.
I should get this tattooed on myself. Someone next level up remind me that I'm gonna roll for Joey's HP. We're just gonna switch it up a little bit.
You'll be reading about.
Yo, what up, Randall? Thanks for the resub, man. It's been a minute. How you been? I still haven't fucking beat Elden Ring, and I put nearly 80 hours into it.
Sir Jack Aston is gonna greet you guys after this whole encounter and say.
I decided to go double dagger build, double bleed.
We gotta return to Daggerford pretty soon. There's a favorite tavern of mine going out of business, and well, let's just say some religious fanatics have been picketing outside. And there's more to life than church, I gotta go try to save me an establishment.
Sounds like a call.
Still easy peasy game, dude. It's so much fun. I've literally gone through and done every single cave or dungeon or anything that I can to get my hands on. And I decided to go with the Ranny ending.
Druidic in nature.
Okay. Out of character, I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the Church of Shantae.
Oh, besides, I haven't done
those weirdos we met a couple months ago. But I don't think I would say anything about it.
I haven't done like the 2 things with the stupid rolling guys because they keep killing me. The things that one shot.
Sir Jack Ashton,
like the dungeons. So
he looks at the chain that you guys came across.
I fucking hate those so much.
That would entail getting back.
Those are the only things I haven't done.
And decides instead to make his way to the south and try to scale the canyon.
Yo, what up? That's 2 subs in one day. That's pretty pog. Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Alright. I actually didn't plan this part out. I'm so sorry. Okay, guys.
Holy shit, I got a hype train is close. Poggers.
Ray of Frost at the water connecting the creek. Right
Just
here.
goes to show how low
And
my
Sir Jack Ashton is going
Twitch
to
interaction is when I get fucking hype train, close to a hype train with 2 fucking subs.
Just the base. All the way up there. But okay, we have an unconscious goblin in hand and some decisions to make. Are we going back into the goblin run encampment? You guys intend on leaving the canyon completely? Looks like Yosef and you guys were over here looking at the Yosef, Batty, Fi, and Joey are all over there looking at this massive forge. Well,
Yeah, are there any weapons around or anything? Like,
Oh yeah, can I do an investigation check on it?
yeah, absolutely. Rolling investigation. In-game date is still the 30th.
Let's go.
I would say we're probably nearing nightfall. Okay. Batty looks around frantically for some source of weapon to break, and what they find is that there aren't any like hand-to-hand weapons laying around, just very, very long I-beams, like stacked up against the side of the camp.
they were building some sort of structure.
I think that you could ascertain that like yes, this was probably for some sort of structure. That's a lot for Batty to ascertain, but you got it.
More going on here. I cannot figure it out. Fine. There's beams for some building, maybe. And I'll point it out. Point out the construction site to Fi. Is this to code?
Yeah, there's also a lot of like long metal poles. With the 17, I'm trying to give you some more. And 5 with your 14. Probably about like 30 or so of these long metal poles. You guys see the equivalent of like C couplings for metal pipes. How about that? I can give you that. You were all confused.
Mm-hmm. We just pondering.
I mean, weren't they building airships out of character? Batty doesn't.
I think they bought the airship.
They bought the airship, but he builds the mechs.
I would assume.
it's
I would assume he
possible.
made it himself. He seems like a pretty crafty guy.
The fact that they made something, but there's nothing here that is constructed, also feels like that means whatever they built was what they used to be not here.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a fucking genius.
Wow. Do you think they're licensed for that?
I think I used up all my brain power on that move.
Very fair.
I don't think this is technically any regulated land, is it? What
It's
regulatory
outside my
agency
jurisdiction.
reaches out there?
The Forlorn Hills are considered to be wilderness. Joey, you'd be familiar with that. You're from Golden Fields.
That's like knowing where the hunting ground limits are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I still need to. Well, I would like to explore this cave because we need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
follow.
a caver.
It's pretty high up. I could fly up there with my carpet and then throw down a rope.
Sure. I'm gonna take a potion.
Do we not get full HP on level up?
We haven't technically leveled up, have we?
We did level up to level 8 in the last session.
Okay, yeah,
Should
but I mean, I
we
thought it was
just hop
after the last rest, right?
We can do it that way for the purpose of like we're gonna be moving over to Foundry anyway. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Never mind. That'll be fine.
And Joey, you are flying up onto the ledge with your carpet. So roll me a perception check.
We should probably have sent someone with more investigatory skills with him, yeah?
There's no one but better
Plus five is
investigate.
good.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I'm proficient in
you get
investigation.
up there and immediately you're next to a lot of barrels of ale, like reeking of ale. Like like they're pretty like poorly built barrels in the first place, so they're leaking actively. There's a lot of sticky mess underneath them. There's a lantern burning in the middle of the room, but you do not see any sign of goblin guards. You do not hear anything that resembles the chatter of goblin teeth, and you do not smell anything foul on the air that would resemble, a goblin horde unchecked by fire. Or unlicensed.
Can I investigate the quality of this ale?
Yes, roll me investigation. And how are
Is
you
that
gonna
actually your intent, or is that just a euphemism / excuse?
Pretty good. Yeah, Joey, you just like run your finger down the edge of the barrel and just like stick it in your mouth and get like a full force of this fermented barrel. And to you, it tastes like ale, but sweetened with quite a bit of honey.
Can I roll a
So much
history?
honey that the ale itself is almost like thick and syrupy.
Can I roll a history check to know if to see if my Joey would know if that's like expensive ale or like the high quality ale or like the low quality ale?
Sure, that's fine. It is so unlike anything that you have ever tasted that you consider it to be pretty good, about a 7 out of 10.
Okay, I would like to throw down my my rope.
Okay. Joey throws rope down. How long is your rope, by the way?
Oh, well, if we were in Foundry, I could answer that question. Let me check.
I think it's 50 feet. You're good. It's a 30-foot ledge.
Okay.
We established that earlier. All right. Cool. And is the rest of the party intent on just heading up there with Joey? Sweet.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check with advantage.
Batty, that's ridiculous. It's not even a crit.
That's a 32. That can't be right.
Wait, that cannot.
You have a buff
50
because you're
you have
gigantic.
15. You have a 15
Oh,
modifier.
Yeah, I'm huge.
It's
okay.
like, yeah.
I remember
You know,
because I
that's-
have a 3.
Plus 9.
You know,
Because
it's-
I have a
You know that scene in The
Right.
Princess Diary
now.
where Fezzik is climbing up with the people on his back?
Yes.
That's the Princess Bride.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's Princess Bride.
Princess Diary.
What did you?
I did the same thing, but backwards, less than 2 weeks ago. And I was like, yeah, Joe from Princess Diaries.
Joseph Smoot, want to roll me an athletics check with advantage?
Yeah.
Yosef, what are you doing down there?
Well, why should I come up there?
All right, goodbye, sir. I'd like to start pulling up
What's
the rope.
there? Tell me why I should come up there right now.
Everyone does make it up. Batty does not use the rope. Batty just like sprints at the wall, and when like in like one bound of their toe, just like launches themselves up onto the ledge and kongs like thrusting upward. It's like, and just like no problem, just gets up there. Calathil, with great form, you scale the ledge with the rope.
I like being this big. We should figure out a way to make this permanent.
Yeah, and I put Phi up there because I assumed that Phi was on Batty.
I was going to ask, like, do I need to roll like athletics to hold on to Batty while they're?
I'll allow it for this. I really don't think this is that big of a deal. So and maybe I'm also excited. Anyways,
this ale is pretty weird. This might be like a nicer area or like the hideout for Gogglebudge.
Somebody else want to roll me an investigation or perception of the area? I mean, he did roll 17, so I can give you some stuff with a 17 also, Joe. I mean, on there are mugs laying around, probably plenty, enough for the party if you guys all are tempted to sample the ale. Let's see here. I want to give you as much as I can.
Yeah, I would like to pour a mug of the ale.
That's all. That's fine.
I mean, Batty will drink some.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
I like to have a mug of the ale.
Yeah, so you walk over to the barrel and you open up the nozzle, and at first nothing comes out, but then slowly, after waiting for a second, some thick syrupy beer starts to slowly spill into your mug in kind of like a swirl motion and fill. Almost like a quicker than soft serve, but that's what I'm doing.
So are we talking thicker than maple syrup?
About the viscosity of
Or like a good honey?
Yeah, sorghum texture.
Joey, how do you plan on drinking straight up molasses, my guy?
Let me show you, and I would like to open up my throat and try to chug it all at once. What do I need to roll for that? Performance?
First performance, and then we'll go from there.
Pretty good.
Okay, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
That's pretty good.
Okay. With great effort, you pour the contents of the mug into your opened wide gullet, and you have to open it pretty wide because for a second there, the contents of the mug retains its shape before entering said gullet. With great effort, you close your mouth, and with a large kind of groan, you let a belch out that tastes fairly disgusting, and the rest of the party, you can see like a puff of like yellow smoke come out of Yosef's mouth.
Out of my mouth.
Out of Joey's mouth.
Joey. That was absolutely terrifying. I don't know if you should drink any more of it.
Well, on the farm, we do a lot of drinking, okay? That's how we get through our days. It might be a little uncomfortable for somebody as sheltered as yourself.
Hey,
You looked like a snake choking on a goat.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
We're slow clapping for you right now.
Hey, Jacob, did I make it up there?
Where did you roll your athletics?
Yeah, it's just before Calathil's insight.
Yes, Yosef Smoot, you are able to make it up. Yeah, you guys see that the current cave opening that you're in ends with a T, and there appears to be a right and a left turn. Is anyone else going to be trying the ale?
Up here.
I
Any
mean, I guess
healers?
this is kind of why I have Phi. Can I at least cast Detect Poison and Disease?
You can take a sample of it.
Yes.
It's any poisonous creatures and diseases within 30 feet of me, so I guess I would know if any of these were tainted with a poison or disease.
Okay. You cast detect poison over these barrels, and you don't get any indication that this is poison.
Mighty nasty, but it does seem safe enough.
I think it's safe. It's just gross.
Well, I'm not gonna worry too much about Joey then. He seems to be making choices.
Joey, if you start to mutate or anything, let us know, okay?
I think you would know before I would, but I appreciate that.
Fi, go ahead and roll an investigation since you're like actually like walking up this barrel and kind of like, taking a longer gander at it than anyone else.
Oof.
That's so great.
May I roll one?
You notice during your inspection process when you have to open the nozzle with a 7 at least, that the nozzle handle that you have to like use to open it is not goblin standardized. It seems pretty big.
That's workplace inequality.
These nozzles seem a bit big for my scrawny little hands. Seems a bit out of place for Grogomudge, but anybody else feel like they're maybe a bit more appropriate to your sizes?
Sure. I mean, I'll try it.
Betty, you're super sized.
Yeah, Betty, you're massive.
2 fingers.
I mean, with a 7,
Same.
Oh, it's bad.
Betty's gonna have no trouble turning these nozzles.
It's like
Okay, Calico wants to go Goldilocks it, yeah.
Oh.
They seem pretty big for you. I mean, it looks like almost like a wide mouth Nalgene nozzle that this thing's coming out of. Like something you would. I mean, there's
Like
no
I can just grip it with my barely fingertips.
Yeah, like it's like the size of like a horseshoe. I'm trying to bring in objects that exist in D&D and not describe things that don't.
That's a pretty big nozzle. I can barely turn it, and I got pretty long fingers.
Like the spout that the actual ale comes out of is also that large. So it's like the tap itself is super thick.
So it was probably made by.
Can I roll a history check or anything?
Yes. I don't know, but yes.
I don't know that it would apply, but maybe world studies. Her mom is an anthropologist.
Then yeah, roll me a history check.
Oh, it's 11.
Oh, 11. I think that this object would be foreign to you.
Very fair.
I'm
Okay.
wondering if we move a little further, maybe we can collect a little bit more info.
Yes. We're looking for what? Either Grogobudge or gold, it sounds like.
Grogomudge.
Yeah,
He's
we're looking for
not here.
Golgabudge. We need the money.
Gold
Well, I need the
isn't
money.
Here, man.
Okay, survivalist boy, which way do we go?
Yeah.
Quick question: how big is Batty / the roof of the cave? Like, do I need to
Oh.
dismount them?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
Once you get out of that original opening, yeah, it's going to be shorter ceilings than 15 feet, that's for sure.
I would like to try to summon the spirit of my ancestors to tell me which direction to go.
Roll me a religion.
Let's see, is that a thing Joey can do? Is Joey
with
Mulan?
disadvantage.
Yeah, that's about right.
No, you know what? Don't worry about the disadvantage.
Isn't it
What do you
that
know?
classic rogue trait, call upon ancestors?
Joey would like to take a deep breath and look up to the sky
Everyone's dead.
and imagine
They need
his
the
cow
ancestors.
Betsy, and then I'll say, "I think we should go left."
I think that you wait
Insight check onto Joey's.
for like 30 seconds or so, just kind of like waiting for someone to kind of give you a sign if left is the correct direction. And then from out of nowhere, you pass gas.
Is it the good sign or a bad sign from your
I
ancestors,
will say
Joey?
that left does appear to lead down to the end of a hallway that has a very large oaken door. Has a handle. There's no window.
Well, let's
Very
check out
important
this door.
question. Are we talking left on our screens or left stage?
Left to Joey is what I was saying.
I'm
So
always in character, okay, Calphil. So
Yeah, and it's important when you're in character to know which
that's
way
where
is
I was.
stage left
That's
and which
what I
way
had
is
assumed,
left.
but I guess I should have specified.
No, you're fine.
there
I
is
guess
no
technically
stage for Joey. There's
Left
only
on our
left.
screen would still be stage left, but I'm nerding. I'll move.
Can I investigate the door
So this
Sure.
way.
for
Roll
traps?
investigation.
Glass, so that if I get stuck like Winnie the Pooh style in the tunnel.
The door, you can tell, is reinforced. There are wrought iron braces on the top, middle, and bottom of it, and it's pretty wide as well. Like it's probably like a 4.5, 5 foot wide door, and about 8 feet high. It does have a handle. The handle is a knob, and under the knob there is a key.
Can I put my hand on Joey's shoulder and tell him, I think you know what you need to do and cast guidance?
Yes.
I like to look at Calth in the eye and just nod, then walk up to the door and knock.
God fucking damn it, Joey.
How are we knocking? Are we doing like a timid, like, you know, knuckles on the top, or are we gonna like, you
No,
know,
a hard knock.
roll bottom of the Okay. Yeah. Some dust falls from the ceiling of the cave, and you hear, "Who is it?"
Joey would like to panic and look back at everyone and like do this.
Say Joe. Say Joe.
It's Joe.
Joe.
I'd like to look back at the party.
Mama.
I'm not gonna say that, Yosef. That's so mean.
Get him. He walked into it. Do it. Get him.
I'd like to look back at the door.
Shift change yet?
I like that.
Are you a new hire?
I'm gonna
Mama.
start walking up to Joey while I'm pulling out my goblin badge, my health inspector badge. I'm not gonna say anything yet, but I'm walking over there with it.
Yeah, I like to yell out "Mama" in response.
Joe, Mama.
I was told by Grungle that I couldn't open the door until shift change.
Well, is Grogglebudge in there?
What?
Is Grogglebudge
No.
in there? Okay. Thank you. And I like to turn back to those parties and say, maybe we should go the other way, because Grogglebudge isn't this way.
Maybe that guy knows. Ask him.
He's not here.
Joey,
Telling you.
yeah.
Or we gotta
Should
still...
we tell this guy that everyone just abandoned him here?
I mean, no, because why would we cause trouble? I mean, at best, we're gonna have to cut off this poor guy's head, so...
But also, he could be lying to you, Joey.
I don't think he's lying to me. I'm a pretty good judge of character.
Really?
No.
You're gonna hear like the sound of heavy footsteps and like deep breathing, almost like panting. Like
Joey would like to quickly
and then,
retreat
like,
away from the door.
the dust is gonna kind of like blow out of under the door at your feet, Joey, and you're gonna hear, "Now we've got 2 hours left on this treasure room shift, so you better come back with more ale."
Let's give him the ale.
Well, we'll get you your ale. Yeah, guys, it's a treasure room. We have to go in there.
Okay, guys. When he opens the door to take the ale, that's when we barge in. Okay.
My favorite mug, please.
Well, which one's your favorite mug? How am I supposed to know which one's your favorite mug?
It's the only mug I can use. You know the one.
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course. I understand now. Thank you. So this guy is probably a lot larger than a goblin.
He could just go get all the ale he wants. No one's out there guarding it.
Or he doesn't know that.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
we
If
could
we tell
tell
him
him.
that
He could
everyone
just leave.
left, then he'll just leave.
Oh, I mean, if he's a good guard, he'll just sit there. We might as well just bring him some ale, then have him open the door, then we can play it by ear from there.
All right.
Okay, so the plan is to bring him some ale.
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
Okay.
Joey, you were the only one who could work the fucking tap, so.
Was there a mug that was much larger than the rest?
Roll me for investigation. Okay. Yes. You're looking around, like the area next to the taps and especially the tap that you used. And there is like a large table on it. And on the large table, there is like a small barrel. Inside that barrel, there were a bunch of other, like mugs and steins and like, various sizes and things. And for a second, you're a little bit confused because there are seemingly a bunch of different sizes of mug. But then you realize that the barrel that they're all sitting in has a handle on it.
Guys, I'm starting to second guess this idea, and my love for treasure has gone down exponentially.
Wait, why? What's up?
Is the problem that he is big because I am also very big and could fight him.
I don't think it's a
I
competition.
doubt
I'm
being an
scared.
MMA
I ain't big.
Joseph, you know polymorph, don't you?
Out of character. If I don't get my spell slots back, I can't use it. So, I don't know if the DM's gonna like. If I
Don't
get my
have
spell
enough
slots back.
juice.
Which would seem unfair. Like I feel like it's best to leave our HP and health slots.
Yeah.
That's fine for now.
I would like.
So, I have it, but I don't have the power right now.
Isn't
like-
Joey always bragging about how healthy he is?
Yeah, can't you fuck this guy up?
I mean, I'm sure I could do well in a 1v1 situation. I just don't want to risk my pretty face.
That's fair. It'd be a hell of an asset to lose.
Thank you, Fi.
Wait.
You're the only one who gets me, I feel like.
He,
But Joey, whoever looks
he
at
is
it,
sadly
whoever's-
probably one of the most charismatic members of the
sneaking
party.
around. Whoever's looking at your face, my man. You don't need that thing.
Well, that's easy for you to say, Yosef. Not all of us are as talented as a musician as you are, okay? Some of us got to rely on other assets to attract the ladies.
Joey, look at what we just did. Look at all the people who we fought and whose asses we kicked. It's just one guy.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to talk me into it. I'm fine. I like to empty out the barrel.
Okay. Yeah, you do that, and as you're doing it, more dust falls from the ceiling, and you hear a booming voice coming from down the hallway that says, "Bring me home." But okay, so are you just gonna like slide the barrel underneath one of the taps?
Yes, I will.
Okay, you do that, and you turn the tap on. Very, very large, almost like a, trying to think of like a manhole. Excuse me, that's what I'm looking for. And you twist it, and very slowly, in kind of a swirling motion again, the barrel starts to fill fairly slowly. And I think after waiting about 5 minutes or so, it's about at the halfway point. So is there anything you guys want to do in the time that you're waiting for this barrel to fill?
We should come up with a strategy for taking this guy on.
I'm gonna take a potion.
He seems friendly enough. We might not even have to take him on. We
Can
can.
you go ahead and give Betty Vigilant Blessing?
I
You
can.
have advantage on initiative.
Oh, thank you, Cal.
I can challenge him to a beer chugging challenge, and this is the brilliant part: is that since my beer is gonna be so much smaller than his, I'm sure to win.
But it's the same amount of alcohol, blood content.
Well, I'm not gonna chug as much as him. It's just gonna be like you chug one, then I chug one. You know what I mean?
So think of it like this, Joey. If you are 6 feet tall, and it's like 2 foot big of a mug, he could be 60 feet tall and have a 20 size foot mug, and it be the same amount of alcohol for you guys.
Yeah, but if he's as big, if as big as proportion as that really is, then I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna run. 60 feet's pretty big, Joseph.
I mean, just some easy numbers so you can grasp the concept we're working with right now, okay?
Okay.
I'm
At this
gonna
point,
pull my
the
wand of
barrel is full. Joey, you walk over to turn off the tap handle, and you notice that the barrel is pretty fucking heavy right now. Maybe too heavy for you to carry.
I like to look at Maddie and smile.
All right, I'm on it. And I'll go pick up the barrel.
Okay. Roll me a strength check with advantage.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
great.
Betty just walks over and they do a perfect deadlift form as they just like grab the barrel and lift it up. And at that point, they realize that they can just use the handle fairly normally. It's still like a very large mug to them, but you can hold it with one hand.
Right. I'll go ahead and bring it over to the door and knock with my other hand, since I can hold it with one hand.
Who is it? You have my ale.
Yep. Ale delivery right here, sir.
Okay, give it to me.
Well, open the door.
What? You have the key.
Oh, shit. Joey, pick the lock.
Yes, we do have the key. And I would like to try to attempt to pick the lock.
Yeah, you should have guidance still. If
You
need
still
it.
have guidance, yeah. So roll me with your thief.
Well, how much is guidance? Just +1?
D4.
Can I take a sip of the beer while I'm waiting
It's a
for
12.
Joey to pick the lock?
I don't think I have any more inspiration for you.
Yes, you can. And roll me a Constitution saving throw, Betty. Joey, you insert your lockpick and tools. You go at it for a little while, but the tools that you have just don't seem to be big enough for this lock.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work, my friends.
With great effort, Fatty, you are able to slurp down this catastrophe of a drink. At first, you do taste the sweetness, but after glancing down into the base of the barrel to see, a large amount of the contents at once, you do notice that there are a number of dead flies and a couple of rodents in this mixture as well.
Oh. Gross.
And they do give it a particular twang.
Okay.
But yes, with a 12, yeah, you're not able to pick the lock, Joey.
All right, then I'm gonna put the beer down and just say, "Well, I'll leave it here. I lost the keys, I guess." I don't know.
No. We could ask him if there's a spare. Or we could tell him the truth and maybe he gets mad enough to break the door down.
That's true.
Listen, man.
Or
Listen,
we can
man.
lie. Or we can lie and say we
Broken
lost the
Budge
key, but if he wants
left.
the ale, he has to open it.
Krogabudge left. Everybody's gone. We're just here trying to, I don't know.
Get you some ale.
What do you mean he left? He was just clanking around yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
that was yesterday.
still might be here.
I don't think he's here.
You know, to tell you the truth, I don't think I've seen his face in a while. But I don't know. Roll me persuasion.
The gentleman's 9.
This is why Yosef needs to do all the talking.
I feel like you're messing with me.
Can I like come in and be like, but no.
Whatever. And then I'll walk away and go wait in the hallway. I'm done.
Okay. Are you leaving the barrel at the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, can I knock on the door?
Absolutely.
Like, hey, buddy. So they weren't lying. Everyone kind of did leave. We're just trying to get you some of this ale because you asked us.
How many of there are you? This is the third voice I've heard.
Well, there's 5 of us. We do a little walking around in certain places, and we are walking around in this place, and no one is here. And we came upon this door. We hear your voice, and well, you wanted ale, so we brought you some ale, but we can't get you the ale because we don't have some key you're talking about because there's no one here.
Listen, okay, I'm trying to level with you. Roll me a persuasion check.
Well, take the 26, sir.
Okay.
Unless you want me to re-roll.
No. Okay.
I got a +10 to persuasion.
Look, I really, really need that ale. I don't think you know how bad I need that ale. So let me tell you a little secret. The winner in the arena gets the key to the treasure room. It's always the prize. It's always the prize. But then, you know, we kill them directly after the match, so inevitably it doesn't matter.
Of course, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. You can't be letting them have the key to this door. You said this was the treasure room. That makes sense. But we're gonna level with you. Again, there's no one here, so we don't know what arena this is you're talking about, and what prize and where to find that might be. Could you help us out with that?
Yeah, directly behind you, take the first right turn.
Well, all right. We'll be right back. We'll go get that key, and we'll get you this ale.
If he's there, tell Egland I said hi.
He's not
Sure.
gonna be there, but
Who should I say is saying hi? I don't know your name yet.
You can call me Rog.
All right. So I'll tell Elwyn that Rog says hi.
Oh. No, like dog. Like caps lock.
Rog. All right, Rog. I'll let him know. You know, be right back. Go off to do that.
Okay, so the party makes their way down to the end of the hallway here, and I'll just move you there. And you immediately come upon a very large portion of this cavern. The ceilings get, pretty high, like about 20 feet higher. In the center is a large bonfire. The arena itself, or at least this pit that has been dug in the ground, been designated as an arena, is completely littered with like bones and different body parts and whatnot. And it looks like there are the pretty fresh carcasses of fairly well decorated knight and a very rugged looking centaur. But otherwise, we'll have to roll me some investigations. Yeah, on. On
I'm
either
gonna go
side.
use the bathroom since I pulled a one.
Oh yeah. On either side of their arena, there appear to be two like trapdoors. They're about the size of like the doors you would find in like a storm shelter, if that makes sense. There is a very tall platform that has been mounted on a wooden post, and it looks like there is some sort of like runic circle painted onto the top of it. What else do we notice here? The pit itself is about 15 feet deep, I would say. Yeah, about 15 feet deep. On the tables and like chairs surrounding this pit, there are a lot of like mugs of ale, small piles of coins, like copper and silver pieces. Trying to think what else I can give you. 12. Yeah, that's what I can give you. And 13.
I guess the first thing Cal would be interested in is the Runic Circle. If I can go over here and make some kind of maybe Arcana, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it just designates that it is or isn't magical, right? With an Arcana check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe religion or history.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever I would have at my disposal, or I could just roll investigation.
Roll me investigation. It appears to have been painted onto the wood planking itself. That's really all I can give you with 7.
Yeah. Is it written in any languages that I know?
None that you immediately recognize.
That narrows it down. If I do recognize, is this in Goblin maybe?
Is it in Gerblin?
With a 7, I don't know that you would.
Like, I'll go over there and look at it. Do I have to make a check?
It's the Goblin, all right. Bye. As soon as you walk over, you recognize the writing. Roll me a history check, Fi.
Yeah.
This is a warding spell. You recognize it to be the like a goblin trap. 16. I think you would know what it's called, but not necessarily like all of its properties. But you recognize this to be the circle of an infinite hole.
I communicate all of that as I'm checking it out, just like
an infinite
reciting.
hole.
What you know about this Fi is that when you enter it, you fall forever. And sometimes it can operate as a space. I don't know how much more I can give you.
It's pretty good for sanitation and disposal, but pretty miserable as far as amusement rides go.
That sounds terrifying.
Okay. Roll me an investigation, Fi. Sorry, I'm just gonna push things along really quick. You guys are gonna get a piece of information and things are gonna start to. Okay, 16. Oh, 15. Fi, you get over there. When you're done examining the the Runic Circle itself, in the Goblin's Crypt, you look up and dangling on a small silver chain, hung off of the post, is a very large key.
So definitely the key to the door, but I'm suspicious of how obvious it is.
Well, it might just be like I was gonna say like a ladder match, but that doesn't exist in Faerun. but like they just keep it up there as a display,
Yes,
like
it
as
does.
to get them amped.
Warlock.
far-
Something.
Yeah, and the key is attached to this like small silver chain by an even larger ring.
How
That,
far
like-
away is it?
If you reach into the circle, like if you're measuring like the the diameter of the circle, you're probably looking at about a 4 to 5 foot reach, I would say. The circle is 6 feet wide.
So can I go in with my rubber glove mage hand?
You cast your mage hand with this little rubber glove floats, and as it enters the runic circle, you see your mage hand just drop and just poof at the bottom of the platform in the middle of this circle.
We could try sending Joey in on the carpet, but if he gets stuck, I don't know how we'd get him out.
I think one of you guys should just go for it. I think I've risked myself enough today. My little heart is beating.
I think you're sitting and like looking at the circle of writing intently and just kind of like thinking to yourself, trying to figure out just what the hell you're gonna do. And as you're sitting there, just kind of staring at it, you for a split second see your mage hand drop and poof again.
Can someone tie a rope onto me? Cause I'm guessing if I'm going in, which I might. Would I fit in the hole? Well, yes. You gave us it's 6 foot dimension, so I fit.
Yeah.
It looks like if I fall, I'm gonna keep falling. I'm noticing my glove is, so if someone wants to tie onto me to pull me back out, just in case.
Sure, I guess so. I'll go over and tie myself to Phi.
And I guess just kind of, you're huge, so I hope
drop
you're big
it
enough to do this and just kind of like dangle me down there on the rope. Swing me to the key. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Batty, first of all, oh boy, this is okay. Who's tying the rope?
I probably tie it, and then I have Batty pull it tight.
Well, I can tie it. I'm pretty good at tying ropes if you'd like.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
prefer that the.
Okay, this is a party affair. I understand. Joey, roll me a survival check
Scary.
as you cinch Phi into a makeshift rope.
Does anyone have anything magical to give me to make sure that this outcome is a little bit better?
Yeah, give him guidance.
I'm out
Yeah.
of inspiration.
I'll drop guidance on you guys.
The guidance is all around.
Okay.
24.
Line up for blessings. Boop, boop, boop.
You tie a pretty tight looking harness around both of Phi's legs and waist, and I think for good measure you also wrap it around his chest as well, and then hand the last bit of your rope to Batty. I think at this point there's probably about 25 feet left on it. All this is going to be interesting.
I don't wanna hear that.
So you have about 25 feet of slack. Are you gonna just push him in? How you guys are you gonna jump in? How are you gonna go about this?
Jumping in, doing a little
Okay.
boing, right into it.
Batty, roll me a strength saving throw. Phi, roll me a Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hang on.
So-
do I get something for guidance? Do I get to add that to saves?
I believe so. I think it's any roll.
Yeah, I think so.
14's better than 10.
It's better than 10. Okay.
That bumps me to a 19 as well.
Okay, so Batty, as soon as Phi enters the circle, even in your large form, you are dragged to the edge of it, so that your toes are like almost touching the writing before you catch it, and you are able to kind of lean back, deadlift style, and hold on to the rope with Phi attached. Phi, as soon as you enter the hole, you see all of the light and walls like disappear around you, and you feel like you are in an endless darkness, falling, 4 or 5 times faster than gravity. Like you have like such a rushing feeling in your chest, but you can't perceive your surroundings. It's just blackness and silence, and you immediately vomit. And as you do, it just seems to like leave your direct vision into the depths of the blackness. Batty, you guys stand there for about 15, 20 seconds, and it starts to get a little confusing, because Phi, all of a sudden, you feel like you just jerk to a stop and are just dangling and suspended in this darkness. And at that very moment, Batty, you feel this like motion as well, about 15 seconds later. And then about 5 seconds after that, you all see some vomit hit the platform and then vanish.
Just vomit?
Just vomit.
What the hell is going on, guys?
Some magic shit, bro. Do you think that's where Gregor Budge went?
No, this is bad.
The scariest part of this is knowing that I'm about to get hit with my own vomit.
That's exactly what Batty is thinking. Batty will start reeling in the rope to pull it like as tight as they can, like to prevent, like so that if he drops from a certain level, it'll just.
Well, unfortunately, you are too late for that because 25 seconds has already transpired. And Phi, yes, your throw up does re-enter and splash against you.
I wish I was dead.
And it's the first thing to make a noise in about 20 seconds, which is probably pretty intense.
Maybe we should just bring Phi back. This is kind of scary.
Should we try to pull him out? Can I tug of rope style get in front of Batty and help try to pull Phi up?
Yeah.
Joey would like to do the same.
Can I cast Dispel Magic while they're doing it?
At what
level? Wait, do I have advantage?
At a level 3 spell slot?
Yes.
Okay. You do that, and as you do it, the party who has geared up together to yank Phi out of this pit or whatever, you guys for a split second witness the writing in the circle just kind of like evaporate with like sparks, and then all of a sudden it feels like you go from pulling on like 4,000 pounds to like 15 as Phi just comes like flying towards the party and hits you, Batty, pushing you back, and you kind of like fall and catch him and cradle him as he just gets like launched from this thing. And the key is just dangling over what used to be the circle at this point.
Poor buddy. And I'll start trying to help wipe him off.
Yeah, give Betty a clean rag and some some water.
Oh, poor buddy.
I think I am probably like tearing up a little while we're trying to clean me off.
Joey would just like.
If I wasn't a clean freak, that's so upsetting.
Joey would just like to. Yeah, Joey would just like to grab Phi's arm, like comfortingly, do like a comfort arm squeeze, and pull back and try to like not get vomit on him.
Like I'm here for you, but I don't want to be right here for you.
Somebody want to grab that key?
Yeah, it's what, like 20 feet up? Is it attached to the ceiling now?
There's so there is a small silver chain that is attached to a post that is like sticking out of this like main column that holds up the platform. And it is about like 6 feet, 7 feet in the air and about 6 feet away. So it's not super high up, but it is just like a bit of a reach. I would say like I mean, if it's 6 feet, I guess you could go up and just pull it technically. So if you're reaching, how tall are you, Cal? You're like 5 something. So yeah, you'd be able to just go.
Cal's like 6 foot.
Okay, yeah. So
He
you'd
half
be able
elf,
to
she's
go up
pretty
and just
tall.
reach your hand up and grab it. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity save.
Oh, okay. Sure thing.
Okay,
Not
cool.
bad.
You do, and you pull that small silver chain down, and as you do, you hear like a clunking noise as there's a little bit of give and the chain breaks away. And as you hear the clunk, you just instinctively step backwards, and an arrow like flies across just where your nose was. And just kind of like hits the wall over here.
Fully paralyzed, just holding a key in one hand.
But you do have the key.
I would give the key to Batty.
Thanks. I guess we'll go back to the door. Do you want to hit yourself with a prestidigitation or something? Bye.
I actually don't have it. That's not a thing I can do.
That would be a very fine thing to do.
You would.
Do we want to, before we go to the treasure room, check out that room that was to the south? Because we know the treasure room is going to be our final destination, so we might as well explore all this area just in case.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So this way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I meant all the way around the Coliseum, but I think both will end up in the same place probably, so it doesn't matter.
I am glad you didn't die in hell, magic hellhole.
Would have been better than being vomit covered, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
Dying would have been better.
It's okay.
So,
And I thought I was a dramatic one.
We'll clean you off.
Yeah, we can dunk him in the stream when we get back outside.
That would be lovely.
Yeah,
Go
I've
for
got
it.
your emergency.
Torn's pretty
spell.
strong, but so
Yeah.
is Batty, so it's okay.
So, Batty, you walk to the south, and like down, kind of like a, the cabin itself kind of like drops down into like a lower point, and you come across a small tent and two smaller like one-person tents next to it, and from the corner of your eye, you can see that there is a still burning fire with a spit roast over it. It looks as though the piece of meat that is roasting on the spit roast is completely burnt. It seems to be like breaking off in pieces, falling in flame. You don't see anyone around you immediately. But if anyone wants to roll me perception checks, welcome to do so. Oh yeah, it's a great find. Whoever left Caliphil certainly left in a big hurry. There are quite a few, full cups of like beer and full chalices of wine laying around. A lot of things are spilled and strewn throughout the room. There are still like shoes and some pieces of like armor laying around in the area like that you're in. Trying to see. Okay. You can also, see the burning meat on the spit. And I think that it's pretty safe to assume that, like, judging on the number of, cups and random items strewn about, like, there was a pretty large host of goblins in this cavern. And they appear to have vacated very quickly.
Okay,
And
yeah.
honestly, with a 21, I think that you would also notice that when you kind of get to like this point in the room and you can see this cavern right here, like the walls of this room, they appear to be coated in some sort of like faint greenish paint almost. It's like a some sort of green, like bright green residue. With the 21.
Fi, I think we need the sample kit. There's some weird green residue in here. It might be mold. I don't know.
I'm too excited about mold, and I get out the kit as I'm following Caliph.
Just jogging into the room. Where is it?
Someone say mold.
I don't know if it's mold, but there's some weird green stuff on the wall in that next room.
Okay, so
We might go with them.
Walk me through this. What exactly are you collecting it with? Like I said, it's almost like a green paint that kind of sits lightly on the wall, with like kind of almost like you haven't touched it yet, so I can't give you that much. But yeah, walk me through this. How are you going about collecting this?
I am
It's
going
almost
to
sappy in nature.
I'm going to use probably just my mace, like the end that I would normally hit something with. I'm going to use that to kind of scrape a little bit off into a tube, like a little vial.
Okay. Are you holding the vial?
I'm probably holding my little ravioli fist, my mace in one hand, and the vial in my other hand.
Okay. Roll me a... I don't know what this would be. I guess roll me a medicine check? So you take your mace up against the side of this cave wall, and just using like one of the like sharp portions of it, just kind of like use it to graze a little bit of like the filing off of the side of the cave wall. And it kind of comes forth, almost like what's the viscosity I'm trying? I guess almost kind of like tree sap or like amber, but like fresh amber. You know what I'm talking about, which is tree sap. Sorry, I'm not. And you scrape this like green amber into the vial, and as it hits the bottom of the vial, you see that the base of the vial that is slowly filling with this like sap-like mixture with the same viscosity of sap. The base of the glass vial is starting to glow red hot, and the small portion of your mace that you use to scrape it off the wall with has like almost like eroded away down to a nub, and it's like no longer sharp. It's got like one dull edge on it now. Did your mace have spikes, or is it like one of those like multifaceted circular blades? You know what I'm talking about?
I imagine it was like nubbed edges, kind of like jacks.
Okay. One of the nubs that you use then has basically filed down into the smoother portion of this.
Do you want me, for functional purposes, do you want me to like a -1 to this mace if I were to use it for that?
I mean, how many nubs are on it? I don't think it would have that much of an effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
missing one
I'm
nub
going
is gonna
to...
be, yeah.
Is the vial that's getting hot, like, is its integrity about to be compromised? Do I need to get rid of this thing before it leaks on me? Or is it
your
just
hand is getting
warm
very
enough?
warm.
Okay,
Maybe we ditch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna set it down, like lean it against the wall. So like if it doesn't break, I'll pick it back up, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'm gonna set it down against the wall, and
maybe we minimize the amount of contact we have with this material.
You set it against the wall. I imagine you kind of like lean it up against the side a little bit, and as soon as you set it down, the rest of it starts to glow red hot, and you see the vial itself start to kind of sag and like fall into the wall and melt, and then the green color returns to the surface of the cavern itself.
I make a note to requisition a replacement vial.
Yeah, one of your like 20.
Yeah, so maybe we don't touch it?
Yeah, that seems...
Because that was
Yeah.
weird. Okay.
Calathil, you've officially entered the room. I think that you would
Mhm.
notice that the majority of the paint or green sap is on the back walls, like right here. Like this portion seems to be covered in
Mhm.
most of it, and also on the ground leading to the entrance or to the exit of this cavern.
No, of course it is. Okay, I mean, Joey, do we need to stick around and investigate? This just looks like barracks.
I mean, I feel like we should do our due diligence.
This place is massive. We got real lucky just finding the treasure room right off the bat. I think we take the gold and go, but that's just my personal opinion, and I'm very tired.
What if we check one more? What if we check one more room? How about that?
One more room, Joey.
Okay.
Right.
But watch your step, because this weird green shit's all over the floor too.
Can I do a perception check to make sure like I don't step in it when I cross the room?
Sure, I will draw it out for you guys. Fresh stuff. So it is covering the walls here, and there is quite a large amount of it in like this general area. That's essentially the trajectory.
We might have to push this cart out of the way.
Jacob, do you know what that looks like?
It could look like anything. What does it look like? I mean, it's not a penis. I know what a penis is.
No, it looks kind of like a uterus.
I'll say it
Oh.
doesn't now look like a cervix.
That's
fair.
what I was
It does kinda
gonna
look
say.
like
Like the fallopian tubes and
it do be looking like that. You're right.
it's full of money.
They're not letting you move past that.
Are we able, is this cart actually here in the map? And if so, can we move it?
If you want to move the cart, I have to have you roll me a strength check. I'm trying to push that out of the way. It does. It is fairly loaded up, and there appears to be another cart directly behind it.
Hey, Batty.
On it.
Roll me a strength check.
She's that girl.
Batty, you walk up to the first cart and just kind of like, dust off your hands, and you're able to very naturally grab both of the ends of this cart that is meant for a full-size like mule or horse, and grab it kind of like a small wheelbarrow, and just like push it forward into the other cart and scoot it out of the way with ease. And that is part of the map. I won't be able to move that myself, but you
okay.
guys should be able to pass it.
Yep.
But yes, you are able to push the carts out of the way.
I'm assuming this back hallway is the room Joey would like to check out. So I'm heading that way.
Is this what we're looking at here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to check out this area right here. This area right here looks interesting, is it not?
Well, that's the exit, but there's a giant puddle of corrosive liquid in the way.
Well, why would
This is
that?
what we're talking about.
Don't you think the liquid in the way would mean that the area outside is more interesting?
Oh, it could be. We can try to get around it.
Do I see that thing that I see on my map? Oh, never mind. It's just barrels. Okay, never mind. Okay, cool. Well, we'll just yeah, we can go that way then. The other way.
Yeah, I think it just leads to outside, Joey. I got pretty good eyesight.
He thought that was a chest.
I did think that was a chest. It looked like a chest until I zoomed in.
I'm sorry to disappoint. But yes, that is a stack of barrels. We're going this way.
Yeah.
All right, Calsto, go ahead and roll me. Joey
I
also.
hate the fact that I can never tell if Jacob's gonna say a perception check or like dexterity save. Wisdom
As soon as you
save.
move the token, stakes are high.
You rolled a nat 1 and you still got higher than I did.
Yeah, Joey, you walk in, and you see a bunch of like nuts and bolts on the table. And as you look further down the hallway, you see like a larger table, but there doesn't really appear to be much food on it. Calathil, you walk in, and you immediately see a table stacked with cards that have been abandoned, and there is a pretty large stack of silver in the middle of it with little copper pieces surrounding it. Down at the bottom of this room that you're in, you do see another large, longer table, and there looks to be like a fresh-ish feast on the table itself. And Joey is just like drooling and looking at this with no interest whatsoever.
Joe, you're the one who wanted to investigate the room. Why are you staring at the wall?
Sometimes you just gotta enjoy the simpler things in life, Calathil.
Okay.
Yeah, and Fi, you would notice all of that as well. The 21.
I mean, we can scoop up any silver that's on the tables and investigate the rest of the room.
Yeah, if you guys want to scoop it up, you count it out, and it's about 120 pieces of silver. We can have Max add 20 to his next week. And you also find like a kind of like Chantilly piles of copper surrounding it, and there's about like 30 to I would say about 30 copper pieces laying up to
Hey guys, I found another room.
I found another room down here too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you walk out into another hallway, Calathil, and you see the coattails of Yosef Smoot.
The what?
The coattails of Yosef Smoot.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I thought you went to go
And
explore.
Yosef just like pops out and he's like, yeah.
Hey. Wait, I thought you guys go. I thought you went to go explore. Oh, you left?
Calathil, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Yeah, I'm confused.
You look to the right and you realize that the tunnel to the right, where you saw Yosef, just leads back to the chamber that you were just in, almost like it goes in a complete circle, which it does. And to the south, you see the edges of the table that you just. You walk into a smaller room. There is one mug on the table, and you see like a very, very small little like. That seems to be fed by just dripping stalactites.
Sorry about that. My brain played some tricks on me. I thought there was another Yosef, and one is a lot, so.
One is enough.
The world could use more of us. Think of the band we could make.
True.
Okay, that's just a weird loopy hallway. Joey,
am I supposed to be able to see?
Room?
Am I supposed to be able to see through doors? Because I see something. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to see here.
I see something, but I don't see any doors.
There are no doors. Joey, go ahead and roll me a. Did you already roll perception? Yeah, you rolled a terrible perception.
But that was for
perception now that you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yes. There is a chamber to the south of you. And in this chamber, kind of just like talking very quietly amongst themselves, you see what appear to be very, very large rats up on their hind legs. One of them has like utensils in his hand, wearing a shirt, appears to have just been eating, and the other two are just kind of chattering with him in the same chamber.
I'd like to look back at Caltha, but like, there's something weird going on over here. It's making me uncomfortable.
I guess I'll sneak up and see if I can surmise anything from them.
Okay. Roll me a history check, Calithil, and roll me a stealth check.
Now I roll good on stealth.
Okay. Yeah, you creepy crawl up on the side of the cave wall and kind of take a peek down there. And you do see these very large rat creatures, but I don't think that you are able to recognize from your vantage point what they are.
Okay, I mean, we could just try to talk to them, Joey.
Would you like to be the one that talks to them? I'm not the most successful at talking.
I'm not good at talking to people either. Yosef!
Oh yeah, what's up? Are we talking?
I thought for a second there that Yosef was viciously mocking.
Is he?
No, I just found out that because I was like thinking about it. I was like, man, I haven't used vicious mockery in a while. Probably because like it feels underpowered. And then I looked at it to see when I got my next level of like damage to it. And then I read it more, and apparently it causes them to have disadvantage on attack roll they fail to save. Until like the end of the next turn.
We're all learning and growing.
Yes, we are.
True that.
This is a really good time for us to soon be moving to Foundry because it's a good time for us to kind of like relearn our characters now that we're familiar-ish with them.
Now that we're more familiar with the game too. For
Very true.
The new BBs. Yeah, I would ask maybe Yosef to come over and see if we can get him to be a charming fellow.
Where are we going? Where are we at?
I guess I gotta go find Yosef.
Where do we come from? Where do you go?
Over here hanging out, reading some stuff about stuff.
Yosef, this way.
Oh, hey. It's over here. Hey, guys.
There's some giant rat people. I know you don't have great experience with giant rats, but you want to try to talk to them?
I mean, yeah, what's like the situation? What's like the context of them?
They seem pretty chill. Looks like they were just eating dinner, but I don't know why they're still here.
Alright, well, I'll go say hey. Where are they? This is so laggy right now.
Oh, goodness. It's moving pretty quick on my end.
That's Pog. I'm having some difficulties.
Let me try to get rid of some of the atmospheric effects. And
Let
see.
me do a little refreshing. See if that fixes him.
This is going to make the lighting weird, but it might speed up the game engine. That help at all?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Nice.
Mine's been fine, so it might just be a John thing.
But all right, Yosef, go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me either an investigation or perception.
Investigate. I'll do a little perception. I'll perceive.
Okay. Yeah. You two see that there are three very, very large, like human-sized, and upright walking rats, chattering amongst themselves.
All right, I want to walk up to about here and be like, "Howdy, y'all."
So they're going to turn to you looking like fairly shocked. One of them is going to drop a very large piece of cornbread onto the floor, looking at you, fork still in hand, and say, "Who are you?"
I'm just a guy who walks in places at times, and I'm just walking at this place at this time, and no one else is here but y'all. So I'm just saying, hey, how's it going?
Somehow you said words and yet gave me no description of who you are.
Yeah, maybe I did do that, huh? But so what's going on though?
Roll me a persuasion check.
How does that work?
I got a +10 to persuasion.
They just scale on RP.
Say, haven't I seen you on posters? Do you perform in Daggerford?
Oh yeah, I do. That is one of the places that I walk at times.
I heard that you played the best bugle.
That's not quite true. You've heard the wrong rumor. It's the lute I'm good at. Yes, the lute.
Well, anyways, if a fancy man like you is here, that must mean that an adventuring party successfully got rid of that goblin horde. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Maybe, maybe not, you know. Maybe some adventurers did some walking in this place, and that's why no one else is here anymore.
Well, look,
To you.
Grolgabudge left 3 days ago, and he brought all the good pork with him.
That's whack, man. Why would he do that?
I don't know. Something about some blue wizards and this place called Gay.
What was that? Gay?
I think that's what he called it. He looks back at his buddies, and his buddies are like, No. I think it was hay. No. It was Bay.
Hypothetically, was it Faye?
That sounds similar.
Cool.
Can
So what
I
are
do
you
an insight
doing here,
check?
though? Yeah, can I do an insight check?
I guess you could do it too.
I'm the one talking.
Joseph, they seem to be honest with you, but definitely confused.
Okay.
I think that you would be able to ascertain that they are referring to Faye.
The Faye?
Or at least attempting to.
Okay.
They're not deceptive, just dumb.
Yeah.
Or forgetful.
So, what are you guys like? So, how do you know Grugglebutch and that goblin horde out there? Or that was there, that you're talking about?
One in the back is going to chime in and say, well, we were here before he was, technically. And I guess you could say we let him move in, but really we just stayed in the furthest chamber because old Slithery out there couldn't get to us here.
Oh, who? What now?
You know, the big jangly, the dark shadow.
Each nickname is more terrifying than the last.
We should stop introducing this person.
So, is that the thing goblin? The thing in that room over there with the treasure?
What? You mean Rog? No, not Rog.
Not Rog, okay, sorry. Well, this giant slithery thing doesn't sound so fun. I don't know. Tell us some more about
Ask
it.
him. Also ask him if they know where Grogglebudge went.
Oh yeah, true. Jody, I think they already answered that. They say something about the Fae.
Oh yeah, sorry. I heard that, but I just
Here you
went through
go.
my mind.
Like I said, he left about 3 days ago. That's when his smell vacated the caverns. I don't know where he went. We don't really leave the cave.
Well, you can now. Would you like to?
No.
Oh.
No,
This is where we live. This is our home. We were here before the goblins.
Okay. Would you like us to help you keep this from them?
At this point, I don't think it matters. I think that the wind panic has Sorry, good phone call.
Ah.
So, we done here, or, what's happening? I get this vague feeling that you're not alone.
I mean, no. I got people who walk with me in the places that I walk.
Right. Well, you just walk back from wherever you walked from and keep on walking, okay?
I mean, that's what I plan to do at some point, yeah. I mean, that's what I do. I walk. And I play, and I sing, and I dance.
Galato's just standing behind Joey, trying to make eye contact with Yosef, like, okay, we're done.
We done here.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead
Like,
and
thank
start
you,
walking.
good job, we can go.
Oh, this is unfortunate. We're gonna have to go pig hunting later because they haven't brought us a pig in a couple of days, and well, we know where the pen is, but I guess we'll have to go out in the daylight eventually.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. I don't think you'll find anything there, but good luck.
Have you seen the zoo?
I mean, yeah, that was one of the places that I walked, and there's, again, nothing there.
Oh, yeah, so Grogabudge almost put us there, actually, but we talked him out of it.
Well, I'm glad, you guys got your own little cavern away from the Big Slithery. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna go continue to walk. Have fun not having food, losers.
Dude, that's rude. Did Joey and I, were we able to hear that conversation?
I think you could probably hear what they were saying.
Okay. Joey, do you think the big slithery is the same giant lizard that was on the airship?
I mean, I would assume so. That thing did look pretty lizardy, although.
Right, like we're dealing with just a regional dragon that's just terrorizing everybody, it sounds like.
Yeah, we should probably stay away from that as long as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So are we going back to the door? What's going on?
Yeah, Rog wants to
Treasure
ale. I'm gonna
time.
give it to him.
Yeah, let's go chat.
Give Rog his
chat with our
grog.
buddy, good buddy.
I can put you guys in there since this place is fat. It's easy.
Thank you. I was trying.
I did it.
Is anybody up there?
I believe so.
Okay. Batty, who's knocking? I mean, you're up the front. Who's going to be
Yeah.
using the key? What are we doing?
I found the key, Rog. I'm gonna bring you your beer now.
Great, and with an hour and a half to spare.
Alright. So I'll unlock the door.
Is the beer still here full? Can we check that before we're letting this dude out? I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
For sure.
I
I
like
won't make
it's
you
gotta
roll
be
anything for it. Yeah, you look at the mug, and there is still ale in the mug. Batty, you insert the key into the hole and turn it to the side, and click. The door leans open. It is a rather heavy door in general, but you're like 15 feet tall at this point, so I think that you were able to swing it open fairly easily. Mid. It's gonna change. 1 second. On the other side of the door, Batty, standing in front of you, at about 20 feet in height, you see a giant half-man, half-rock, half-troll creature, or third, whatever. I'm bad. He is looking at you fairly curiously and says, you're... Oh, sorry, wrong voice. You're bigger than the usual person that brings my ale. It usually takes 2 of them. I'm impressed. Now, and he
Impressed you
reaches.
can drink this stuff.
Yeah, he reaches forward and just like puts the the mouth of the mug up against his face and like shoots his head backwards, and you hear like a gross like slurping sound as he like sucks it all down in one glob.
Like a Jello shot.
Ugh.
Yeah, to that
Like
extent.
a meaty Jello shot with bugs in it.
And says, thanks. This is my personal brew.
Yeah, cool, man. We're just gonna have a look-see at this treasure back here, given that the goblin horde is now gone.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. You guys can have the space. I'm sick of this place. As he moves forward, his shoulders touch either side of the cavern, and he doesn't seem to be able to squeeze himself into like the smaller section that is the tunnel that you came from. And then he says, "Oh yeah, they usually teleport me out." Sorry, wrong voice.
Yeah, anybody have a zappy spell?
Let me look through my utility pouches.
Oh.
If you give me a long enough rest, I can turn it into a mouse for a second.
I don't know if you'd be cool with that. It seems,
What are you gonna do? You're gonna turn him into a mouse?
If I had a polymorph slot, I might.
No.
Alas.
I was trying to see if I had any of our weird potions, but all I have is potion of climbing and vitality, and I don't think either of those will help him. I mean, we have to rest anyways. We could just ask Grog if we can camp in here for the night, and then we can shrink him in the morning.
Sure. I mean, there's empty tents out there.
And I can do Liamans, and we'll be protected from any enemies. And we have elemental protection from the cave. Not a bad place to camp out.
Sure.
So, as you guys are discussing this, you notice that Rog has walked to the other side of the chamber. Behind him, there's a very, very massive pile of gold and silver and other various, treasure items. You also notice that the very small, almost like loin skirt that he has on appears to be heaping and jingling with coin. And he currently is inserting his hands into the rock walls of the caves and taking the wall of the cave out chunk at a time and saying, "This is ridiculous. I'll just make my own way out. I can't believe they'd leave without me. This is just how I would be treated."
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
I mean, dude, you could just wait a day. You can get out of here. There's enough beer and ale probably to keep you going.
You clearly don't understand the power of spite.
Yeah.
I think we'll be okay.
You should really unionize at your next gig.
I'm done working for clan leaders.
Yeah, you're a pretty big guy. You could probably start your own adventuring party or something.
Or do you want to just work with
Thank
us?
you.
How would you feel about repairing big ships?
Well, I'm not really good with my hands, and I don't really do well with the ocean. I kinda sink.
What about
Like a
flying ships?
That sounds scarier.
You mean the airship that Grolgabud flies around in? I mean, never go in that thing.
I mean the airship that we fly in.
So he's gonna look at you fairly curiously, and say, You've fallen?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean,
So-
technically, yeah, but not the way he thinks.
No, we've been on that ship.
We own that
You
ship
haven't
now.
flown a ship. We don't own a ship.
Well, we own it. Remember?
Yeah. We have flown on a ship, Mr. Rog.
No, we do own the ship.
Yeah, we own the ship. The ship's ours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We also.
We still need to collect it, so I wouldn't count on us owning anything that's not in your hands.
Well, we could hire him to protect the ship.
Yeah.
He laughs nervously as you're talking about like flying around and just says, "Ha! Well, I better be leaving soon. You adventurers, you're just getting bolder and bolder." And he like kind of tucks in his loincloth a little bit more and jingles around with the excess coin that he has strapped to the side of him. At this point, he does phase like chest first into the wall, and you can just see like the back of his torso as he's like slowly melding into the side of the wall, but still kind of like awkwardly glancing back at you as it happens.
Alright, let's loot some stuff.
Yeah, if he doesn't need our help, let's loot the room and get the fuck out of here.
Loot time. Loot.
Nope.
All right, congratulations! You have found the treasure room of Golgabud.
Hell yeah.
And we have completed almost the journey on Roll20. And now I can cancel my subscription.
Pog, let's go, dude.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Okay, so in the pile of loot, I'm gonna paste it on screen and everything, but I'm gonna read it out loud as well. You find 900 copper pieces, 11,000 silver pieces, 2,100 gold pieces, and in a small stack next to it, organized on its own, 30 platinum pieces.
Oh,
Amongst the loot in this pile, there is a cloth gown trimmed with white fur, a fine leather vest tooled with arcane fire runes. There is a malachite puzzle box with a silver handle, a pewter crown etched with elven script and Calathil. You recognize the name of the gosh darn, I'm having the biggest brain fart right now. Oh, you recognize the inscription of the Starlight Mounts on it. Sorry. Other than that, you also find 3 potions of healing, 1 potion of supreme healing. And yep, that's it. And I'm gonna put that all in chat for you guys.
Bro, I get dibs on that vest though.
I don't think I would use that vest, so it's fine with me.
Yeah, it makes sense to give the fireboy a fire vest, right? We're all in
Yeah.
agreement on that.
You know, it's funny. I have been feeling kind of warmer lately. Now that you mention it, Calathil.
Okay.
So anyone want to do the math on how what that split is?
Let me just divide everything by 6, right?
I can get out a calculator for you guys.
Pog, let's go, dude.
You're an angel.
150 copper pieces each. It's going to be 1,833 silver pieces each.
1,833.
Right. 350 gold pieces each.
Sorry,
And
how many?
5 platinum pieces each.
How many gold pieces?
350.
350. On the very top of the treasure pile, Calathil, you see a golden spyglass.
Platinum.
Does it match my other spyglass?
It does.
God damn it with these fucking spyglasses. Oh, shit, Fi, did we ever ask you to check this spyglass out?
I don't think I have.
I don't think it has.
You talked to Dizzy about.
Can I pull
I don't
the
think
one
so.
that I have in my bag out and show them both to Fi, and if he can help me deduce what the fuck is going on, because this is the third identical spyglass we found in like 6 months.
Yep, and then I'm looking up which ones you have. Right. You have the silver and the brass, right?
I might have had brass and gold, in which case I'm assuming this one would be silver.
Yeah, if that's the case, that's my fault.
That's okay. I can't remember.
I keep thinking you have the silver and the brass. Spyglass. One of them just says spyglass. It doesn't say which one it is, and the other one says brass. I'm gonna assume that you got the gold one earlier. So
I think the gold one was the first one. No, we
Yeah, it
found the
was.
gold one first, and then the brass one on the island.
yeah. So I guess roll me either investigation or history. I'm gonna give you different information depending on what you roll.
I'll go history, because he was a study boy.
I feel like Cal's already learned everything she can. We've investigated him so many times.
And then can I also cast Identify on... Are these magical? Is that what's going on? Or we're just seeing if I can put together, like, what they may be?
Both? We think they were maybe made by dwarves. It looks like dwarven craftsmanship, but we found them in all, like, goblin locations and in the labyrinth. And when I spun around in my hand because Book told me to, that's when the giant crystal telescope went off. Can I ask Book?
I don't think with a 14, other than the fact that these are dwarven spyglasses of 3 different metal types. You look through them, Fi, and they appear to be fairly normal. It doesn't seem to be any differences in like the visuals that come out of any of them. And what was your question, Caliphil?
Oh, I was gonna, if Fi's thing didn't work, I was going to ask Book, because we have not talked to the sentient Book in a while.
We have not. But yeah, I don't think that you were able to ascertain anything besides that with a 14. I think that maybe like your history with geology would tell you that, judging on like the tarnish on this metal, that these are fairly old, at the very least a couple of 100 years.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if it's worth identifying? Because Identify only works on magical effects. So can I do Arcana, see if I...
You do an Arcana check, and none of them, when you do the check over them, appear to be magical.
Okay. Sorry,
Then,
Cal, you can do your book.
Yeah, and we're doing book.
Yeah.
And if so, I gotta write some impromptu poetry, so give me a moment.
Haha. And I'm just asking, hey Book, I know it's been a while, just wanted to check in. By the way, what the fuck is going on with these spyglasses? I know you know something.
That's a payoff right there.
I'm dumb. I gotta type the rest in a what's it called? Word document.
Okay.
Hey, Batty, I put your money in your account, if you will. But if you take anything else, you'll have to add it.
Thanks, bye. I haven't taken anything else. I might get some of those potions later, but I'll ask Cal for them if I get my she's got everything right.
I can hold on to them if I wants to take 2, and I'll take 2. That way the supporters
Yeah, I think that's
are
probably
stocked up. I don't mind. I don't mind being the mom friend with a first aid kit.
Maddie's probably thinking about smoking a joint and then being like, I don't want to smoke it while I'm this big. Because
It won't be as effective,
it won't be
Betty.
as effective. It'd be like wasting weed.
Did your inventory grow with you? If so, light one up now while you can. So when it wears off.
Just the biggest blunt.
No, unfortunately, I don't think that works.
No,
I think
because your
my
weapons stay the
armor's-
same size, right?
Yeah, but I think my maybe, or it just got really tight.
It was already pretty tight.
It was already pretty tight, so.
And you wear chainmail, so I don't know if that would work.
I'm gonna say it grew with me. It's magic armor, so.
Yeah, and you were magically enlarged, so.
Yeah. I would assume
guys
that
think
when
it
they
might
make
be
the
okay?
magic chainmail, they make it so,
It's magic compatible.
Yeah.
You pay extra for that.
I did, and it's poison resistant. Do we want to take our first break soon?
I'm down.
I think we're about to do the full transition, right? So whenever we're done with this,
Yeah, I think whenever we're done with this, we're doing full service. Sorry, I just